Welcome to another edition of Mission Bank Memories, and we're live on location for this Mission Bank of Memory, live at North High with former Condor and current science teacher here at North High, Jamie Cooke. And first off, Cookie, great to see you, and great to have you back here in Bakersfield. Just catch us up back here at North High, and we're in your stomping ground. This is your rink right now.
I thought this would be a great opportunity to come and see where I've been for the last 15, 16 years teaching. And I did that when I coached, kind of getting the youth, the teenagers and stuff, and had the opportunity to get my credential, and it's been a blessing to be able to teach science and special ed, and now I'm teaching science again.
Yeah, so you mentioned that, right? It's a different style of being a team, right? Like you're in the classroom every day and you're dealing with 15, 16 kids and every day coming in. What's that like in terms of, kind of things that you picked up in the hockey world that you're able to translate?
Yeah, you make connections. When you're in the dressing room, you got the teams, and the better teams found a way to connect, that relationship. And I did the same thing when I coached kids too. You make connections, you make sure they became friends as well, and you saw it kind of transfer on the ice. Same thing in the classroom. You make a connection, you talk to them about their day, and then they see the importance in building skills, and that's one of the areas I've been working on, and it's really helped.
You mentioned it being a blessing. It's got to be rewarding too, right? When you see a kid come in day one, to see their growth, where they are on day 180 at the end of the year, being able to walk out of here and move on to 10th grade.
Oh yeah, a lot of feedback, a lot of, I'm getting as much out of it as them. And when they come to visit or kind of say hi to me outside of the classroom or want to come visit, at lunch or whatever, it's rewarding, like you said.
All right, so let's get back to the good old days. You kind of came to Bakersfield. You ended up finishing your career in Bakersfield, but you had a lengthy career before Bakersfield. What kind of made the decision to come to Condorstown at that point? Because it wasn't Condorstown quite yet.
It was the Fog Town or something. I played against the Fog, played against Mears and a couple other guys. And then when they built the new rink and new ownership, I came in and I loved it from the start. They made sure they got in the community. They did a great job in the area, and then you've seen the fan base. The fan base has just continued from then, and that was it. Giving back to the community, and you appreciated the crowds that we played in front of.
So you talk about Glenn Mears, your relationship with him. You've not only played on the ice with him, but you play off the ice as well too, roller hockey for the last 2 decades.
Yeah, we've been every Tuesday night. We're battling against each other most of the time. We try to kind of even out the teams, and it's been great to see him every week. And we've played in a few tournaments over the years too, whether it's down in LA or somewhere else. And just great to make that connection. I do the same thing with some of the ice guys in the summer. I try to get out on the ice a few times, and it doesn't change. We don't change in the dressing room, and then on the ice, it's a lot of fun.
You grew up in Toronto, you went to Colgate. Did you ever think, you'd end up in California and end up in Bakersfield, and this would be not only home, but you'd also make a career and a living out here in California?
It is. It's home to all of my kids. I mean, my kids, I brought a few of them when I played for Bakersfield, but got an 8-year-old who was born and raised in Bakersfield, and he'll be here till he graduates high school, and it's home. We've tried to move back east twice now, and it's been a short stint. Got to see family. We don't regret it. But Bakersfield is home, and it's called us back, and it's a great community. What are we? The big little city where you almost know everybody, and we love it.
When you look back on the playing days in your career here in Bakersfield, is there something that kind of comes to mind in terms of an on-ice memory from your playing days?
On-ice memory. You go back to I think a lot of guys would say, you go back to the dressing room and those characters or those players. Dan Curry was the funniest guy. Forget hockey player, good hockey player. Funniest guy in the dressing room. When he signed the second year, I was the happiest man ever. I thought, I've got another year with Dan Curry because he was so funny. But for memories, probably our run. There was a year there we had like a 10 or 11 game
right off
run,
the hop.
Right off the hop, and we were trying to break a record, and it almost didn't matter what we did the rest of the year. Everyone remembers that year as one of the best, and it was. We really had a good year, good bunch of guys, and there's so many memories. You got the Paul Willits, the Rose Bushes, different things that went on during the year. It's a good combination of things. I think Bakersfield is one of the favorite places I've ever played.
How cool is it to go back to the arena and see, your number and name up in the rafters, along with some other Condors greats. Andrew Iannaro went up there this year, and we'll add some more throughout the years. But to see your name and the pride that you felt, wearing that jersey, and even to this day, knowing that you're a big part of Condors history.
It is. It's good. And the ownership has continued, whether it's new ownership, now the AHL, they continue to do an amazing job. And to have your name even associated with it, and then for them to kind of honor you that way, it feels great. To be able to share that with your family and friends. I'm going to go back to the rink a couple more times, and you've got people that may not have seen you. It's been 20 years since I've played, and you're talking to, maybe someone who saw you when they were 5 or 11, and now they're an adult with kids, or they didn't see you, and they're asking questions, and you get to share those memories, and they're appreciating the hockey that's out there now.
And it's one of the cool things too, and just being, with the current crop of guys, and we'll go down to the room, we'll say who's dropping the puck or who's being honored that night, and they want to learn. They want to know about the history. They want to know about the guys that have come through. Glenn Mears is the landlord for a couple of our guys as well too, here in town too. So it's pretty funny to be able to kind of bridge that gap. And talking about that gap, right? You started, when it was basically a hole in the ground on Truxton, to see what the arena's become even after 25 years. Did you ever think back then it would become what it is today? Guys going from the American Hockey League to the NHL and signing multi-million-dollar contracts, within the span of 6 months of playing here in Bakersfield.
It's exciting. When I heard that the AHL was coming, and you knew, and I've been there and I've seen the players, and man, they are just one little step away from being the best in the world, or playing with the best in the world. And it's exciting. It's great for the fans. I hope they appreciate it, and I think they show it. But we've seen the players go up, do well, stay there, and we're an important part of that. And the players don't forget that either. The players realize, you talk about guys wanting to know about other guys playing. You put your heart and soul on that ice, and you say, hey, you know what? I know, whether it was 5 years ago or 20 years ago, that they were doing the same thing, whatever level it is. And I do the same. I look at old footage of NHL players and just know what they go through, and then the players now. So there's an appreciation when you're in the trenches. So. It's good to see these guys get their shot, and the fans get to watch them move up.
You get the competitive juices still flowing, but before we let you go, just what do you miss the most about being a professional hockey player, or at least being down in that dressing room?
I'm going to be honest, the connection with the fans. You can go out there, and one of my funniest stories is being in a barn somewhere else, one of the other arenas, and you have other fans yelling at you or telling, hey, Cooke, you suck, or whatever. and you don't mind it, because you know what your fans are doing to theirs. And that connection between on the bench, in the dressing room, and that connection to the fans, whether you're signing autographs or getting cheered, it's a great feeling. It was a great experience, and again, very blessed that I got to be a part of that.
Well, we're happy that you're able to come back. It's great to see you, and great to see you in your new career here at North High. So we'll look forward to dropping the puck and having a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
For more with Cooke and all of our Condors alums, you can check out more Mission Bank memories on our YouTube channel, condors.tv. I'm Ryan Holt. We'll catch you next time.